And I'm just going to run over here and make sure we are in the feed. And it looks like we are live. Hello, Fit Pros. Hello. It is good to have you here. Come on in. Welcome to the Fit Pros Show Live. This is the interactive show created for fitness professionals to connect fitness professionals with information, resources, and to each other. This month, the Fit Pros Show Live is hosting a takeover from SCW Fitness Education. So all month, we are interviewing faculty and staff with SCW Fitness Education, culminating with the start of SCW Mania Dallas, which is on August 24th and will be held online this year. So for more information about SCW and Dallas Mania, you will visit scwfit.com/Dallas. Say hello as you arrive. Give us a comment, a smile, a heart. It really helps for us to hear from you and know that you're here. We love seeing you. So please come on in and give us a comment, and all the hearts and fire emojis that you can spare. So today, I am so excited about our guest. Today is presenter, video star, fitness celebrity extraordinaire, Kelli Roberts. Kelli, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here and be with you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. We're doing just some meet the presenter kind of stuff. So we're just going to get to know Kelli a little bit today. Kelli, will you just tell us a little bit about yourself to start off with?
Well, I'm Australian. So I came here in 1990 because I wanted to get certified through ACE. In fact, it wasn't ACE when I got certified. It was IDEA Foundation. I wanted to do the IDEA Foundation certification because I wanted to teach continuing education. That was my dream. I got certified in 1986 in Australia. And in those days, the people who were teaching classes had been pulled up from the front row when the instructor didn't show up. So they weren't certified. It was very rare to come across someone who was certified. And I was at a loss at the time when I got certified because I just quit modeling. And I was looking for something to do, but I wasn't sure what it was. And a friend of mine had suggested, hey, you should take this course. You'd make a great instructor. And I was like, oh, well, what a good idea. Yeah, I love to exercise and I want to make a difference. So yeah, why not? So I did the Australian Council for Health, Education and Recreation certification in 1986, started teaching, fell in love with fitness, quit acting because I was acting and modeling. I quit acting. I'd already quit modeling. I quit acting and went into fitness full time. And then I had heard about and seen the IDEA Foundation certification manual, and I was like, oh, I have to do this certification. Wasn't available in Australia, so I came to Los Angeles to learn and take that cert. And that was in 1990.
Wow. So was your intention then to go back to Australia with your certification?
Yep. My intention was to go back to Australia. I had $1,000 to my name. For some reason, I thought I was going to be able to live off that for 6 months.
In 1990, you might have been able to.
I don't know. I was renting a couch in someone's apartment and taking classes at Voight Fitness and Dance in West Hollywood to learn from Karen Voight and Billy Goodson and the whole team there. And while I was studying for the exam, and I bought a $500 car.
Oh my goodness.
And my rent was $400 a month. So I ran out of money pretty quick. But Voight hired me to teach pretty early on. So,
well, that is a great story. And I was reading your bio this morning, and I was was realizing some things, but I want to let you tell first. You've done a couple different video series. Will you tell us about those and maybe the years and what they involved and who was in them and all that?
Okay, well, my first video was a big one. It was with Cher. It was a celebrity video, and it was very unusual because Cher had me teach and she followed as the student. At that stage, no one had ever done that. You know, the celebrity had learned the choreography and taught it. But Cher said, I'm not the expert, so I want you to teach and I will follow. So it was actually a really smart move on her behalf, and it gave me an incredible opportunity. So that was a step video, and that came out in 1991. And that was such a success that I then got asked by CBS Fox to do a video series of my own. And that series was called Real Fitness. And I did a step video and a step circuit workout. And they were also enormously successful. I did an infomercial for them back in the early days of infomercials. And I was on tour promoting those videos when a publisher heard about me and saw me on TV and approached me to write a book. So then I wrote a book called Fitness Hollywood, because at that time I was really known as a celebrity trainer. That's what I was doing. I was called, and my book was called Fitness Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So,
in the book, was it more about fitness, or was it was of course about fitness? It was not kind of about your clients or what they were doing or anything like that.
it was a training guide. It was basically a guide on how to train yourself. It was a consumer book.
Mm-hmm.
It was for the consumer. It was spiral bound. It was a workbook, so you could open it and write in it, and it was really quite a different concept at the time. It was hardcover, spiral bound, so really quite different.
Interesting. So I remember, both of us are getting background noise right now. It's the world we're living in. We are all at home, and it just is what it is. So I remember the Cher video, and I remember feeling like I respected that so much, that she let you be the expert and teach, and that she was following. I thought that was so innovative, and I just really respected that at the time. But I have a funny story as well. So I used to rent fitness videos when I was first teaching, and I was, of course, just gleaning ideas off of everyone. And so there was this joke that I would sit in my little college apartment with my roommates, and I would be eating a chocolate milkshake and watching this video. And I remember having that video. So I if my college roommates are watching, they're going to be super impressed with me today, because we definitely remember that moment in time when I'm watching you on the couch and I'm commenting that Cher's letting you lead. And I'm eating a chocolate milkshake, I'm sure, because I didn't respect my body very much back then.
It's a process, right? It's a process.
Yes. It sure is. We talked about self-care all during July on the Fit Pros show, and we really came up with some great things. And what I'm seeing from a lot of fitness professionals is that the self-care thing came from COVID, that they were pushing and pushing and pushing, teaching as many classes as they could, doing as many things as they could. And even Jeff Howard, who I had on last week, was saying that, he would teach a bajillion classes. And now when he's gone back, they're asking him to teach a certain number. And he said, it's too many. And I think we're seeing that with a lot of fitness professionals, that all of a sudden they're they had that opportunity to lean back. And now they're able to say, okay, this is what's right for my body and for me.
Yeah, I think that's true. Actually, I'm using this time. Now, the gyms were open briefly in Los Angeles, and then they closed again. So I'm on a break, and I've been waiting to have a shoulder surgery for 3 years, and I'm doing it next week. So I'm actually taking the time to do something I really need to do that I've been postponing.
Second fitness professional I've talked to in 2 days that's having shoulder surgery very soon. Yeah. We're hard on our bodies for sure.
Well, mine was a cycling accident. I crashed. I'm a cyclist. I'm a competitive cyclist, and I had a really bad road crash in 2000. So I broke my shoulder 20 years ago, and I've been going through physical therapy and working with it and working around it and trying to heal it. And I've had physical therapy on it straight for 3 years, and it's not getting better. So last resort, shoulder surgery.
I'm glad you're taking that time.
Yeah.
All right. So we have got 5 questions that we're asking all of our guests this month. And the first one is, I think you told us a little bit, you may not need to say anymore. How did you get your start in the fitness industry? And it was in Australia before LA.
That's right. And I maybe the answer should be, why did I get my start in the fitness industry? Because
I love that.
Because we talked a little bit about how. I think the why was pretty interesting for me, because I was working as a model and I was anorexic and bulimic, and I was at one stage 93 pounds. I'm 5'10", so I was extremely underweight. When I'd been working in Milan as a model, and I got done with that, came back to Australia and wanted to get well, and I stopped modeling and started eating, and I blew up to a size 14 from a size 1 or 2, 0 or 2. So I got really big, and I started working out and getting fit. And I lost a lot of weight. I started swimming, and started going to the gym, and all of that, kind of had that whole process of learning to love myself and take care of myself. And I went back to model and got fired for being too big.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a size 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I never want to do this again. Mm-hmm. I would rather clean toilets than be a model. I would rather do anything. If that is the representation of what I'm supposed to be to the average person, anorexic and bulimic, unhealthy, and I'm healthy for the first time in my life, and I look good, and that's not enough, then I'm out. Mm-hmm. So I quit. And then I was going to the gym a lot, and that's why I started, because I wanted to make a difference to women.
I love it. I love it. That's so important. And it's so true. The expectation through the pictures that we see becomes so unrealistic and unsustainable. I've got an argument or a disagreement with my sister. She keeps saying that the Victoria's Secret models are not 14. And I say, I think they are.
Well,
I'm 14 years old, not size 14.
Yeah, no, when I was living in Milan, I was sharing a 1-bedroom apartment there were 5 of us living in it at the time. And there was 1 man and 4 women. 3 of us were bulimic.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's pretty substantial odds.
Mm-hmm. Well, you look fantastic, and you have always been a fantastic role model. You have a great amount of muscle for a woman, and something to be proud of, for sure. And so tell us your favorite thing about your career.
I think my favorite thing about my career is the fact that I get to make a difference. Mm-hmm. I have started with a new client yesterday. She's 95.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. She was doing sets of seated squats. So squat to stand, sets of 10. 2 sets of 10 squat to sit. And a lot of other stuff. I was like, she was so advanced. I have a lot of different types of clients, people with idiopathic neuropathy, people with heart disease, people with really severe back problems, hip replacements, knee replacements. Most of my clients are older, and I love working with the elderly population. I find them to be probably the most rewarding group of people to work with. So I think what I love about my career, or what I do, is that I wake up in the morning and I pray to be of service. I pray to be able to help people.
I love that. I love that. I've had that prayer for a long time to help me to be the answer to someone else's prayer.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And I love that you love working with the elderly, because that is an underserved population. It's not the most glamorous, but you can make such a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. My 95-year-old client was referred to me by my 91-year-old client. I just love that. So great. And since I teach the SCW active aging certification, I feel like I'm really walking my talk, because this is who I'm training. I've trained a whole gamut of all age groups and know how to teach HIIT, know how to teach a 95-year-old. So I have the experience, but I'm walking my talk, and I feel very authentic in that. And that feels good.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So this leads really well into the next question, which is, how do you practice self-care?
Well, my day starts very early, so that means I go to bed early. So sleep is my number one priority, because I'm up at 4 a.m. That means I'm going to bed at 8 p.m.
I love that.
At 8 p.m., I'm up at 4, and my day starts with prayer and meditation. And that's a really vital part of my day, that 45 minutes of time for me to center myself and get myself focused on what my intention is for the day. And so that is critical to me. So getting to bed early, getting up early, prayer and meditation, and then, of course, staying hydrated as best I can, eating as best I can, but not fanatically perfectly. I'm not fanatical about eating. I have no desire to be rigid.
So as we talked about self-care with the Fit Pros in July, you said two things that didn't come up very much, and that was sleep. I think it's kind of on all of our minds, but not necessarily something that we've made a huge priority of. I love that. And the hydration, I think we kind of take for granted sometimes. So that was a great point. And then I'm going to ask this question, but I'll tell you, I asked it in the group, and people kind of said, oh, of course I'm motivated. But the question is, how do you stay motivated?
Well, I like to learn. I have a very curious mind, and I'm always very motivated to learn. And the more I learn, the more I know that I need to know more. So learning really motivates me. It always has, and it always will. I am getting certified through Balanced Body to be a reformer Pilates instructor. I'm also studying for the corrective exercise specialist exam for NASM. So I'm very motivated to learn, and that is a self-fulfilling prophecy, because the more I learn, the more it inspires me to learn. And the more I get inspired to learn, the more motivated I am to continue to learn. It's self-fulfilling.
I love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. What do you see as the biggest opportunity for fitness professionals and the fitness industry right now?
Virtual work. I think the biggest, right now, in this moment, the biggest opportunity is in the virtual world. And you have to get up to speed with technology. I don't think the coronavirus is going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, they haven't found a cure for the common cold, and that's a coronavirus. So, I mean, I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but I think the virtual world is here to stay. I think we've learned a lot from being able to deliver education virtually and to deliver workout classes virtually, that I think that people like the convenience of being able to turn on their computer and learn, or turn on their computer and exercise in the comfort of their own living room.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
That's very true.
I think it's here to stay. I don't think it's going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we know what is going to happen exactly once this settles down, but I don't think the virtual world is going away.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has created a very new normal.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that so much, and for a lot of reasons. And I'll just add that I'm hearing from my students that they like it better. They like being able to do it at home better, and so they may never want to come back for that reason. And I am, whether or not coronavirus goes away, I see an opportunity for fitness instructors to serve niche populations and specialty populations in a deeper way, because geography is no longer an issue. So if you can really get your platform down and you know exactly who you want to serve, you can serve all of those people across the United States and beyond through virtual work. You do not have to only serve the people in your city.
Oh, I so agree. I've had people from Alaska, people from Hawaii, I had people from Germany in one of my Zoom classes. I've had people from all over the world in different Zoom setups. So from my Schwinn classes, virtual classes, I've had people from Germany. I had someone from China and someone from Germany in one of my Schwinn classes. And in one of my SCW certifications, I had someone from Alaska and someone from Hawaii.
Oh, look at that. That is so fun.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Really cool moment in time. Despite what is going on and the disadvantages of it, we're also living in an amazing time. Just the fact that I'm in South Carolina and you're in Pasadena.
Exactly. I think you can use that challenge to pivot and reset your sails. And that's exactly what I've done.
Beautiful. So what is one thing, it may be the same thing or it may not, but what is one thing that you know now that you didn't know when you started and you wish you had?
When I started, I didn't really have a lot of confidence and faith in myself. And for example, I've only just recently watched some of my old videos all the way through, because when I started to watch them, I hated myself so much I couldn't watch them. So I think what I would tell my younger self is to be kinder to myself and realize that I really did have some talent, even though I didn't think I did.
So you're working with Sharon, being asked to do the video and lead the video, and you're feeling like, and that's called imposter syndrome. A lot of us deal with that, and we talk a lot about it. Yeah.
I totally had that. I thought someone was going to find me out and realize that I didn't know what I was doing. And it's funny because I know so much more now. Looking back on it, I was always really knowledgeable. The certification I did in Australia was a really good one. It was a 2-week course. It was a 14-day course, 3-hour multiple choice closed book exam, and then 40 hours face-to-face supervised work to get registered. And I came here and I knew my stuff already. I just didn't know I did.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's interesting. Imposter syndrome.
Okay.
It's a newer term. If we would have known that in the 90s, can you imagine things would be different in general?
I would have had much better self-esteem.
So will you tell me a little bit about what you will be teaching at Dallas Mania?
Well, fortunately, I have, I'm having my surgery next week, so I'm going to be like this. I'm going to have my right hand locked to my body in a massive sling.
Mm-hmm.
But you're about to watch some extremely good verbal coaching. because I will be a week out of shoulder surgery.
Yeah, you sure will.
So I've got someone who's going to be assisting me being my physical body. So that's the first thing.
Is it Cher?
That's going to be. I've taught. I had my left shoulder replaced 6 years ago. This is my right shoulder I'm having fixed. Again, another cycling accident. You'd think I'd give up, wouldn't you? But I'm not cycling. Anyway, I'm teaching the personal training certification on Wednesday. I'm teaching the active aging certification on Thursday. It's the other way around. Active aging on Wednesday, personal training on Thursday. And then I'm teaching program design, an advanced level program design certification on Thursday night, which is another 4 hours. And that is my baby. I've nurtured this course. I've built it up. Really years and years of experience, and it's got lots of ideas on marketing, retention, all of that kind of the business side of things and how to create a business, but it's got all of the underlying information on how to develop a program, how to analyze posture. So it's kind of everything that's not included in the personal training certification is in that course. It's kind of it takes that next step forward from the personal training course.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question that may be self-evident, but I want to make sure that I understand. When you say program design, you're talking specifically for personal trainers, not for group fitness directors.
Actually, well, it's not for group fitness directors, but it could be for group fitness instructors.
Mm-hmm.
When you teach strength and conditioning, I often see instructors making a lot of mistakes with how they program their class. And so what I've done is, I've been a personal trainer since 1991. I started my own business in 1991. And I always had the personal trainer hat when I developed my group fitness classes. I've always had that thought process. Mm-hmm. And so I want to teach group exercise instructors to think a little bit more like a personal trainer when it comes to programming their class and developing a good strength and conditioning class. So the program design course is really designed for any fitness professional who's looking at developing strength and conditioning classes or programs for clients.
I love that. So you're saying traditionally you would see a lot of personal trainers in there, but you would love to see group fitness instructors in there, and there's a lot that can be learned.
It's for any fitness professional, whether you're doing small group training, personal training, or group exercise, because program design is program design. Yes, I'm going to teach you how to analyze posture and give you some really quick, easy movement screens that you can apply to small group training or personal training. But all of the principles are principles that are for human bodies, whether that's group exercise, personal training, or small group training.
Lovely. So I hear you saying the personal training certification and the active aging certification, and then the program design.
Yeah, so that is Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Friday, just thinking about my schedule, I'm doing active aging female core, training the active aging female, training the female core. I'm teaching a bar class. I'm not known for bar, but I actually do teach a bar workout.
I love that.
I know. You wouldn't think of me as graceful, right? But I danced for years, all through my my late teens. I danced a lot. So I'm teaching a bar course. It's called Grace and Flow. So it's not traditional bar with a lot of pulsing and a lot of turnout and posterior pelvic tilt. It kind of respects more your alignment and your natural joint positions. So it's a little different. It has a bar flavor to it. It's really a hybrid workout. So I'm doing that, and I'm doing something for Schwinn. I've got a couple of classes for Schwinn. So I've got some indoor cycling, some bars, some stuff for women specific, because I love doing women specific work, and then stuff for active aging.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That is a lot to look out for. So y'all, if you haven't already, oh, I can't believe I did not put Bad Doggy outside. I usually always get her outside, but and she gets me when I don't. So, but for those of you who have not checked out scwfit.com/Dallas already, that's where you can find all the information about Dallas Mania. It is online this time. There is still a discount in place until the 10th. I was just on the site and I noticed that the discount is still in place. So we would love for you to get out there and register. I'll be teaching a course on Monday specific to the kind of the pivot that I've made during coronavirus, which is that I'm training instructors on going virtual. And so it's called the challenge and the payoff. So
that's great.
Yes, I'm excited about it.
Really good. Yeah. I love what SCW has done. Talk about pivot. You know, they've done this massive pivot and they've put together an incredible program, and it's so well run and it's so well organized. Anyone who comes to those, I've sat in on other people's sessions, and it's a great experience. It's a great way to learn. It's I can't say enough about it. It's really good.
I love it. I had Sarah on the show last Tuesday, and so a week ago today, and we talked a lot about the technology and how they had to pivot so quickly and how they've gotten the technology down so well. And I have so much respect for that technology team.
Yeah, their tech team has been amazing. It's been an incredible experience to be part of that growth, because I've been doing these certifications for them literally as soon as everything shut down. I started doing certifications for them online. And it has been a really good experience for me too, because I've learned and grown along the way.
Mm-hmm. It was scary for everyone that had to go online for the first time. We didn't love it. It took a minute.
It takes a lot more energy to teach online than it does teaching live.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think it's harder.
I agree.
Less forgiving. You have to be so focused and so present and so much more energetic. Your energy has to be like way bigger than it would be if you were just teaching a live group. It's quite different.
I completely agree. And you have to talk the whole time and you have to do every movement. You can't be out there coaching.
Yeah, my first few weeks of teaching virtually, I got so sore because I was not walking around. I was doing the whole thing.
Yes, my yoga is top of its game now. When I say three-legged dog, that leg jumps up there so high because, you know, you go back and watch yourself and you're like, that didn't look good. And so the next time you're squeezing harder, and before you know it, you're really going places that you didn't go before.
Well, I think it's really important to watch the playback if you have the opportunity, or if you don't have that opportunity, film yourself regularly and watch yourself, because it is one of the most incredibly valuable tools you will ever have as an instructor. If you have self-esteem issues, which I still have self-esteem issues. Who doesn't, right? I'm not like I'm the best or anything like that, but I'm certainly better than I was. But I think you have to watch in a compassionate way and in a gentle way, and watch and learn, and be willing to learn rather than willing to criticize.
So true, so true. And I wonder if that comes more with age or more with just kind of becoming more mature mentally, because I knew that I really had a hard time watching I used to tell instructors also to video yourself and to watch it at least once a month. And that was how I found out that when I taught step, that I was constantly looking at the corner of the step and that I didn't look up. I was constantly like this. I mean, I looked up at my class, but not enough. I would have never known that if I didn't video myself.
Well, I picked up a lot of verbal tics.
Yes.
In my second step class, second step video, it was called Real Fitness, Ultimate Step Workout. I went into the sound room to do some sound edits because the mic had dropped off. So they had me come and do pickups, and I was watching it and I couldn't believe it because I kept saying, that's it. So I would go, right, basic step. That's it. Reach up. That's it. Now, turn the corner. Give me a repeated E. That's it.
And you might be the only person that noticed, but
I don't know. I was saying it a lot. I think if we edited some of them out, I had the editor, the sound editor, I said, every time the camera's not on my face, can you please edit that out? And in an hour's video, he edited out like 30 of them. And that's when the camera wasn't on my face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We all have them. You have a that's it. I will guarantee you that you have your very own that's it.
Mm-hmm. Even being conscious of it, I know I say beautiful constantly. Beautiful.
I have, and you get rid of one of your verbal tics and another one creeps back in. So I got rid of that's it. And then excellent became my new one. Excellent job. Excellent. Oh.
Well, so live participants, we don't have too many people live. So what normally happens with these episodes is we've got some people live, and then by the end of the day, there'll be 200 views, 300 views, however many. And by the end of the week, even more. So if you are watching live, submit your questions for Kelli. We would love to have you come in and ask your questions and say hello. We've got Terry here. Let me look at my other screen and I'll tell you who else is here. This technology that I'm using to stream, it's called StreamYard, and it doesn't show me everyone's name when they comment. It only shows me some people's names. But other than that, I love it because it does let me put these cool graphics in here, which I really like. So, okay, Kelli, it doesn't look like we're getting any questions. We've got Terry that said hello, and we've got some other people that have popped in and said hello, and I don't see their names. I'm so sorry. But is there anything that you would like to add before we sign off?
I think if you're an instructor, I think the most important advice I could give you, and I hate the word advice, but from my own experience, don't stop learning. Mm-hmm. Don't stop growing. The only way you can keep growing is to keep learning, because if you keep learning, you'll get better at your craft, and keep honing your craft, and you'll stay motivated to teach if you keep learning. So learn, because it really will make a difference in your ability to be good at what you do.
That is beautiful and so true. I think we are really coming upon a theme in the presenters that I'm interviewing. You guys, so I've had Jeff so far, and you and Sarah, and everyone has been saying, just pounding on the learning. And it is something that sometimes I think we can take for granted as professionals, because we think, okay, I've already had my certification for, 20 years. I don't really have anything more to learn from maybe this specific certification, but go get a different one then. Go learn a different format. Or you mentioned some really interesting ones that you're working on, the corrective movement, and just some things that are deepening your knowledge of what you've already got.
Yeah, no, I'm an American College of Sports Medicine exercise physiologist. I'm ACE Gold certified personal trainer, ACE group exercise, ACE health coach. So I did my health coach just a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm a cancer exercise specialist. I'm SCW active aging movement coach, SCW personal trainer. I am precision nutrition level 1 coach, And now I'm doing corrective exercise specialist through NASM and also Pilates. So don't stop learning. It's
I
the
love
only
that.
way to get really good at what you do. Hone your craft.
Mm-hmm. A lot of those lend themselves really well to what we were talking about before when we said that there are specialty populations that have been neglected that can be served now that we have all ripped off that Band-Aid and gone virtual.
It is a Band-Aid.
Get it off. Kelli, thank you so much for being here. It has been lovely to talk to you.
Oh, no, thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate, and I'm honored to be here. And I hope people enjoy our time together.
It will.
Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. So I'm just going to give a few little pieces of information and we are going to sign off. So thank you, Kelli, for being here. Tomorrow, y'all, if you are not tired of me already, I will be on Matcha Tea Time with Denise Bessie from Muscle Mixes. So that's on her Muscle Mixes Facebook channel tomorrow. Y'all, registration for the next challenge, which we are doing as a boot camp, is open. So if you go to fitprosconnect.com/bootcamp, you can register for the Sell Out Your Online Workout Bootcamp. That is open. And we're doing free registration this time, which is different. We were doing $40 before, but we are doing free. And we've given you the information about Dallas Mania and how to get there. And it's also in the bottom right-hand corner of the video that you're seeing right here. Register at scwfit.com/Dallas. And thank you so much for watching the Fit Pro Show live. Kelli, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.